Hi everyone, this is Michelle with Facets of Clarity. I have another pick a card reading for you this evening. This one is guidance from your spirit guides. Anything that may come up that needs to be looked at or dived into. Okay, take a few moments and pick your pile. If you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. Let's have a look at what your guides want to bring to your attention. We have Euphoria, honor yourself. Hope you guys can see this okay. So with Euphoria, honor yourself. So the energy that I'm getting with this has to do with a realization that you're having at this time. It is more about you've been giving your energy to others. Your focus has been on them. And it's like, I get the feeling that you're calling it quits. And you are going to start diving into your own energies and what makes you feel peace and content on the inside. But we'll see what the other cards say. Okay, so we have Trapped in Fear. We have Passion Ignited. Throat Chakra. Foundation and Achievements. Okay. So something has definitely been holding you back. And you've just recently come to a realization. Again, we'll go with this number 8, Trapped in Fear. This has to do with you keeping your focus off of yourself for the longest time due to issues that you haven't been wanting to confront about yourself. So you stayed in this very anxious state, but all of your energy was directed towards helping or being with other people and never really truly focusing on your thoughts or your past or your healing. So this definitely looks as though you're going to have to do some diving into parts of yourself that may make you feel uncomfortable. And within this, there's going to be a feeling of finally, at last, I get to, really take that time for me and see what I'm about instead of always being in other people's energies, doing what they want to do. Now this is taking time out for you to heal the aspects that need attention. Taking a closer look. We have Passion Ignited. So to me, this is saying that within this realm here, there's an excitement to learn about yourself. There's excitement and passion to focus all of your energy inward and on yourself. It's almost like there is a calling to do this now, as where before you were so focused on other people, you may not have even realized that you had things within you that needed to be looked at, but your energy is changing. There's an energetic shift within you that's been happening for a while, and now it's gotten to the point where you really are going to stop and see what is there that needs to be looked at. So we have the throat chakra. With the throat chakra, I'm really feeling as though you haven't been able to speak your truth. One, because you haven't dived into yourself to be able to get to that point. So for a lot of you, your throat chakra is going to start opening. You're going to start setting boundaries with people. You're no longer going to be that doormat. So you are going to start speaking up when things make you feel uncomfortable. You're going to say, I don't want to do this right now. I want to, go wherever or do whatever. So this is bringing in that energy of you, of setting your boundaries, of what is acceptable to you at this time. So we have foundation and achievements. This is a really good card. This is a card that is showing me that maybe in your family unit, growing up, that maybe you didn't have that voice. Someone always made the decisions for you, and it's been that way all along, all through your childhood into your 20s and 30s. But I feel like you're breaking out of this now. No one else is going to speak for you. You are going to speak for you. And this is very powerful. So you're going to start feeling more of an empowered person, along with discovering other aspects of yourself that excite you, that no longer limit you or keep you so grounded that you can't move. I have some tarot cards also. So we have the Two of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Two of Cups. So with the Two of Wands, this is an energy of allowance. You're going to allow yourself the time to look at your past, your present, your future, where you've been and where you want to be. Because there's been such an unsettling energy for a while, and you've been feeling this shift, that is what the Five of Swords is speaking of. Something is trying to emerge within you, but it's causing this conflict because you've been you've been a certain way your whole life, but now you feel this emergence of a new energy that you want to check out. And then with the Two of Cups. So this reading does not have to do with a love relationship. Typically the Two of Cups will come up with that, but that's not what I'm getting with this card in this guidance. This is finally the union with you. This is the union of you paying attention to you, loving yourself, being there for yourself, being true to yourself, being able to speak up for yourself, finding the things that make you excited. So when we take the time to learn who we are, it is a huge journey. It's a huge discovery of the self that completely changes you. Okay, that is the message that came through. I'm so excited for you guys. Let me know down in the comments if this resonates with you. I'll see you next time. Okay, if you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. This is general guidance from your spirit guides. Let's see what we have. So your main card is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but it says transform the way you see. So with transform the way you see, so maybe you've seen everything in a black and white kind of way, whether it, like a situation is this or it is that. There is no in between. So I'm picking up that energy. I'm also picking up an energy of sometimes we need to take off the rose-colored glasses and sometimes we need to put on the rose-colored glasses. Sometimes we need to soften our gaze in order to see the things that you don't normally see. And what I'm speaking of here, an example would be auras. You can look at a person, and some people can see auras without squinting or softening their gaze, But a lot of people do need to soften that gaze so they can see that hazy halo of energy around the body. So that's another message that's come through. We have the heart chakra, patience and planning, movement, choices, and decisions, and suffering and silence. So some of you have been out of your heart space or out of the energy of you, of really being truly deeply in touch with your needs. So these cards are bringing you back to a heart-centered space, because I feel as though a lot of you from this group have been working from a very masculine type energy. So you need to come at it from a softened perspective, an opening of the heart chakra. That is what is coming into play for group number 2. You've always been the planner. You've always been the one making the choices. You've always been the one that's been suffering in silence. And I keep being drawn back to the heart chakra. So this is where you soften. So you're going to start making choices and decisions that have to do with growth. If you notice in this card, this person's shadow is pointing to growth, pointing to the clouds in the sky, which is dreams and fulfillment and mental clarity. So something that incorporates those. You've always been in the state of being patient. You've been waiting and waiting and waiting, but you have taken action towards some things, but they don't seem to be panning out. So you're looking at it from a different perspective, coming at it from a different angle, but there needs to be like this softening to it. There's been a real struggle for you, and this is where the suffering and silence comes from. It's that inner battle within you, working within a particular energy, such as the masculine energy, will have you striving and having this leadership and having this go, go, go. But now the energy is going to start changing, where you can start softening, where you can start opening up your heart chakra, where you can start your growth process, but in a little bit different kind of way. That'll pull you out of this suffering energy, and your patience and your planning is going to start to be developing in a completely different way, because it's a different perspective. It's seen differently. We have the 5 of Wands, the shadow side, and the Queen of Wands. So some of you in pile 2 may have some self-confidence issues. I'm picking up also the solar plexus chakra. This is where you have your doubts. This is where you have your self-confidence issues. Maybe you're working within a new environment, working with new people, new energies. So there is this struggle within you. And this is going to be stemming from long ago. It was like this was instilled in you as a child. Maybe that you weren't good enough. Maybe someone else's perspective, energy-wise, has just basically shielded you your whole life. Okay, so that is keeping you from attaining this heart space love for the self, and allow you to move forward. Your whole life has been about expectations, planning, going on with the next choice and decision, and am I doing it right? With the Queen of Wands, you're going to be stepping out of the shadows and into this power play position, but it's definitely a more feminine energy position, one that is creative, one that is fiery and passionate, but it's not masculine, it's softer. So when I think of pile number 2, I just keep coming back to that soft energy. You need to soften your energy. You need to release some of the energies of the past. You need to release the illusion of life that maybe a parent has draped over you, over your energetic field. It's almost like you're living your life through their perspective, and it's time to remove that. And it's time to love yourself and open up your heart space. There is no more suffering for you. It is time to move forward. What do you want in life? How can you see things differently? How can you step into your own power? This is through healing, letting things go that need to be let go. Do not carry other people's burdens. And it makes me go back to like this blanket of energy that has been covering you your whole life, because it's a parent's perspective, it's a brother or sister's perspective, whoever raised you. It's almost like they've cloaked you with this energy, and that energy needs to be removed. And the only way to do that is to empower yourself, find the love for yourself deep within, release, release, release. Let things go. Allow you to shine through. Figure out your likes, your dislikes. It's time to move forward in life instead of being stuck. Okay, so this is what I have for you, pile number 2. I will see you in the next reading. If you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. This is guidance that you need to hear at this time. Anything that your spirit guides want to share with you, bring to your attention. So your first card is, oh goodness. Okay, we have Hex. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. How interesting. Okay, let's have a look at this energy. This is a really dark colored card. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Okay, what this is talking about is there is something buried deep within you that is festered and is possibly coming up to the surface now. What is the energy that you have been kind of like fighting over lately? Are you fighting with the self? Are relationship issues coming up? Career, financial matters, spiritual matters? Something is definitely coming to the surface for you guys. Let's see. Okay, we have Authority. Destiny. Positive movement forward. And solar plexus. So I'm going to say the enemy within is definitely authority figures, people that try to control you, whether this is parents, your whole life they've controlled you. You can't breathe or speak because they're just like so latched onto your energy. This is the energy that's coming up. Now, as far as finances, someone's always told you how it was going to be. This is what you need to do. They've had a spreadsheet for you, basically. So if any of you have that energy of finances, seems to be, you know, poking you consistently lately, it's because there's an attachment to a past person who has laid out this roadmap of your financial life. So think back to a person who has told you and expressed to you how money is to be made or spent or saved. Go back to that area. That is what is going to reveal itself to you. And there's going to be that aha moment of, you know, maybe my mom taught me this system, or maybe my dad was the one that was like, save every penny. Maybe this is causing relationship problems for you at this time. So that is what the hex means. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. If this has to do with relationship, maybe you get into controlling relationships all the time. We have the solar plexus and authority, which is like this controlling energy. So who in your childhood controlled you? So that is something that may be coming up that you need to take a look at and have some healing. So maybe for spirituality, maybe you've had certain beliefs your whole life, and the authority figure could be the priest. Maybe all that information all your life never really resonated with you, and now you're coming out and into a spiritual awakening. Beautiful. Okay, and then we have destiny. So things are starting to change for you. Things are going to start falling into place. But first, you need to take a look at those things that I just talked about. This gets the ball rolling towards your destiny. Once you go through some healing, then it leads you to something else and something else. And then there's this beautiful figuring out of who you are. And we have positive movement forward. So yeah, we have lots of yellow, so solar plexus, so self-confidence. You are going to be emerging. So the enemy is actually within you. Maybe you have been your own worst enemy. But in general, this is coming up as issues from your past, stemming from authority figures, stemming from the solar plexus, which is self-esteem and self-confidence. Let's see what the tarot has to say. 4 of Wands, 7 of Wands, and 6 of Cups. You may have felt as though you've been defending you your whole life, like you've been going against the grain, struggling against the current. This is what issues are going to come up, so you can clear them, have a better understanding of them, and release them, which puts you on a whole different other energetic path. So some of this, definitely. So we have the 4 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and the authority figure. So a lot of issues of control here having to do with your parents. So this is something that you would definitely want to look back into. Maybe your grandparents raised you. Were they the controlling authority figures? Were they the ones that so blatantly said, this is how you're going to live your life. This is what you're going to do with your finances. This is when you're going to have a child. This is when you're going to get married. Whatever you were told, this is the kind of stuff that's coming up for you right now, so that you can make that energetic shift and get out of that controlling energy. Okay, this is all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.